Hello, I'm Archibald Chesterfield III, and welcome to the Archie Luxury Program. And today I'm going to talk about what do I envisage the future holding. And the new year is almost here, so it's time to have a look at the current state of play and make some suggestions for how things are going to change in the not too distant future. What do I see happening with horology? What do I see happening with the big brands? And I got to tell you, I think the new environment we're living in, we're going to see a lot more, much of the same. I really predict in the coming couple of years the following will happen. The size of wristwatches will start to stabilize. No longer will they be getting bigger and bigger. Eventually it has to stop. And I think realistically what will happen is around the 40 mil mark will be the norm. I think these huge sizes, 44 mils and bigger and thicker and etc., I think they're going to be a thing of the past. There will still be big watches and occasional models which shriek for attention. But I think we're going to start to see an honest move back towards decent sizes. A case in point is my Breguet Mark 20. That's right, the Type 20, the Breguet Type 20. And this here is a 39 mil piece. And in my opinion, I think that's about the perfect size for it. And I think this type of size here will come back into vogue. I think you're not going to see 33 mil come back in for men, but in the same token, you're not going to see a huge growth in bigger and bigger sizes. I think what's going to happen is with brands like Rolex, they are going to continue very conservatively monitoring the market and changing as the market demands. The interesting thing is, I think you're going to see Rolex is going to be pushing to become more prestigious than it is. They're trying to hold their own. Rolex has already started very savagely getting rid of Rolex dealers and agencies who discount their product. This will happen in the continuing years. And I don't know how the Competition Council will handle this, but I think you'll find the price of Rolex watches, it's going to be less discounts, more full retail type sales. The same can be said for the Omega brand. I think Omega is moving into Rolex territory. And I think what you're going to see in the coming times is that Omega is going to limit the discounting just like Rolex has, more boutique type shops. It's going to try and move it into an area they were never in before. On the counter side of this, we're going to see brands like TAG Heuer, who have released the Formula One at a $2,500 price point. They know their position in the marketplace and they will fight to preserve that lower end luxury segment. So I think some brands like TAG will try and keep that low end customer entertained. The interesting thing in the watch market itself is that price is a very sensitive thing. I think in the coming couple of years, you will see a lot of brands looking to what makes their brand or model iconic and reintroductions of that. With Patek itself there, I think you'll see a lot of concentration on the Calatrava. They may have some two-tone, very, very tasty type two-tone. We're living in an age now where retro is in style, and key design elements will mark out a brand's presence. I think a brand like Breguet itself there, they will certainly try and tighten up the marketplace. They'll try and limit the discounting, but discounting makes sales happen. So let's see how that works out there. The Valjoux and ETA, Swatch Group has said they want to limit the supply of generic movements to non-Swatch members. So I think what you're going to see is you're going to see maybe a situation where watchmakers are desperately trying to get generic type movements for their mediocre brands, and it's going to be a very same old type environment. I don't see anything revolutionary happening. I don't really see much exciting shit happening. I think it's going to be pretty damn boring. And I gotta tell you, I've just come back from Asia a few months ago, and all these new watches, they really don't have anything exciting or gripping in their presence. And I've got to hand it to Omega. Omega's released some really cool stuff in the recent couple of years there. The Speedmaster type reissue, the Speedmaster Mark II, which is very similar to the old Flightmaster, is a great piece of retro engineering, and I think that type of release is very clever. I've got to say, Tudor itself has also, they had some absolute dogs. Go back 10 years ago and Tudor had some ugly, boring, they were very much the poor cousin to Rolex. But Tudor's taken the bull by the horns. They've gone for that trendy market segment, and they've reissued classic design pieces. The Tudor Monte Carlo, the Black Bay. There's some great pieces there, and that's really quite exciting. I'm Archie Luxury, reporting on the developments in the watch industry.